What do you want for dinner?
I don't know.
Alright, for dinner tonight we are making something that we kind of discovered on our own that turned out to be delicious. With leftover turkey meatballs, and we roll them up in dough and make essentially like a little meatball hot pocket type. I don't know what to call it, but they're delicious. They're meatball balls, but this is super simple recipe. You can make it basically, you can't mess it up. You can use frozen meatballs. We actually, to be easier, we bought store-bought ready-made pizza dough, and that is what we're going to use. My stove is a little warm, so it's sticking. So this is how we're going to make this. Okay, we melted 1 stick of margarine. I got 1.5 teaspoons of garlic, granulated garlic. You can use garlic powder. I would just avoid garlic salt. We had 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Oops, some of my garlic's stuck in there. And I'm going to use, I don't know, about 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Just get those, I got lumpy Parmesan. Just mix that all together. Then we're going to kind of just set that aside. We're going to roll our balls in it. Alright, and so what I decided on is I'm going to do 16. So I am going to cut my pizza dough into 16. I'm going to kind of, it's giving me problems because my stove's warm, so I cut in half, and then I need 16, so each half into 8. So each of those into 4. Right. So I need 16 dough pieces. Kind of separate them so they don't stick. My stove is warm. Normally I don't have the stove so hot, but we were baking earlier, so it's already very warm. And you just want to make sure all your dough pieces are about the same size. I love my bench knife. Perfect for this. You can just use a regular knife too. Alright.
No, it's easy.
I'm going to spread out my circle of dough just with my fingers. I'm going to put 1 meatball. My meatballs are frozen right now. Actually, I'm going to put my little square of mozzarella cheese down. You can use any cheese you like. And I'm going to put my meatball on top.
That was pepper jack.
I went with mozzarella. And then I'm going to pull my dough up and around my meatball, kind of like a pocket, until it's completely enclosed. You want to seal that. And then we're going to roll it around in our garlic mixture. And then I have a 9x9 square pan, and we're going to put them 4x4, and then we just repeat this process until we have all 16 meatballs done. Down to our last one here. Now this store-bought dough I did bring to room temperature first to make it easier to work with. So again, if you didn't catch what I did the first time, I'm pushing it out fairly thin into a circle. I cut little squares of mozzarella cheese. You can use any cheese. I considered using pepper jack, and then I changed my mind last minute. These are leftover homemade turkey meatballs. You can use store-bought frozen meatballs. I put the meatball on top of my cheese, hold my meatball, pull up the side, and then just meat in the middle on top of my meatball all the way around to completely encase my little meatball cheese pocket. Then I kind of give it a little roll in my hand just to get it all stuck together. Then we're rolling it in this buttery garlic seasoning mixture to make sure it's completely coated. Then we put it in our pan where we got our other ones waiting. We did 4x4. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to actually just take the rest of this garlic butter, spoon it over the rest of the meatballs. This, or the balls of dough, this gets down in between them, and the bottoms get all crispy and delicious. I don't even remember why I discovered that. Like, I think I had dough and I had leftover meatballs, and I decided to just try to make them. We tried it with pepperoni the next time, pepperoni chunks, and I think the pepperoni is too greasy. It just wasn't working out. I got my big old bag of our favorite provolone mozzarella mix here. We're gonna sprinkle on a pretty generous amount.
Forgot about that.
I think it's at least a cup and a half. Kind of, it's whatever you like. You like cheese? Put on a ton.
We like cheese.
We love cheese. So I'm gonna sprinkle that around there. That'll kind of get down in between your meatballs too. Get all, and like these edges are gonna get crispy and delicious. So I got plenty of cheese on there. And I got my basil.
Yeah, no.
Hey, don't. I got my basil plant outside, so we got 4 leaves of fresh basil that I chopped up to put on top here. Basil, of course, is my new favorite herb. All right, I got my oven at 375. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this because I want the balls to bake before the cheese on top burns.
Yeah, they're frozen, so.
Yeah, my meatballs were frozen this time. A lot of times I just use leftovers. But this is super easy recipe because a lot of times it was really convenient this time since I had meatballs just tossed in the freezer. But we're gonna put it in here for about 15 minutes and then we will check them and take the foil off.
Yeah.
This is it's been 15 minutes. This is something that we bake on our own with a lot of stuff we don't follow recipes for. So the timing is gonna try and I have to take as we go. Cheese is barely melted on top. Let's look at the bottom. You see under the bottom, it's not browned at all. So this has definitely got a ways to go. We're gonna put that back in for another 10 minutes and then we'll check it again. All right, so I checked this after 10. I put it in for another 6 minutes or so. So we're up to about 30 minutes now. Like I said, I didn't know how long I didn't remember how long we cook it. We're not that kind of cooks. I checked the bottom. The bottom's definitely cooking up. You see, look at that golden brown. Do you see that gold?
Yeah.
That golden brown color where it's all caramelizing. So I'm gonna take my foil off. Whoa, my cheese started to infect my foil. Look, it's bubbly and boiling on the sides here. All right, and I'm gonna check in here. My dough is actually still pretty doughy, but I think it's to the point where I'll take the foil off. I'm gonna put it in for another 10 minutes. So we get our cheese all bubbly, it finishes caramelizing, and hopefully the middle ones will be cooked all the way through. Because that's starting to smell delicious. All right. So this is what we're looking for. Look at that. Bubbly cheese. It looks like it's alive. Let's take a check at the bottom. Oh, it's not burnt. You see all that caramelized butter and cheese?
It's not burnt. It looks like it, but it's not.
It's not. Look at the size here. The cheese and butter is all caramelized. Oh, I can't wait to eat it. I can hear it sizzling.
It looks like it's burnt on the camera.
But it's not. It's definitely not burnt. We gotta let this cool for a while because it's very, very hot. At least 10-15 minutes probably.
Yeah.
Because
That's a setup.
This is like lava. Can't wait to eat it. All right, I pulled it out of the pan whole. I loosened it up with a metal spatula all the way up and around.
Shape.
You definitely got to do it while it's warm or else it'll stick to the pan too much. And basically, they're kind of just pull apart. I mean, they obviously grew together to some point. Of course, the more the... But check this out. Look at the center. Look at that. Here's a corner one. It's all crispy cheese. Check out the middle. I got my meatball. All that cheese. Oh, this is delicious. I got sauce. We're going to dip it in the sauce. And this is literally one of the best dinners that we make. Not healthy. Lots of butter.
No.
Lots of cheese. But my meatballs are made with turkey and oatmeal. There's not even any breadcrumbs in it. So, time for us to snack on.